Hello there everyone, this is Mark 3 and welcome back to a bit more Scars Above. Exact recording time for this particular episode, I am not sure because, you know, boss time. But we'll see how we do. Just trying to get a quick feel for... Okay, yeah, there was a slight delay on how quickly I can do that, but the stamina upgrade I got last time seems to be helping maneuverability wise. And I think if this takes too many tries, yeah, I'll add to recording time, but I will skip over most of it and probably just like summarise in terms of like time skipping and such what happens. I've also been thinking about what to use here, but I decided I'll include in this initial bit before I actually get back to the fight comments because something's quite relevant in there. So, first from Scythian, happy to see you're doing still going, very nostalgic, hope you're doing well. I'm doing okay for the most part. I'm still alive. I think that's my main point. I wake up in the morning, so I'm halfway there. I discovered the last few days that's apparently a song lyric from something around in the early 80s or so. I didn't even know that, but I've been saying it to customers for years. Anyway, that's an interesting thing. But yes, I'm still around okay. I hope you're doing well as well. I hope you're well as well. Because, well, as well. Right. Okay. And from Happy Ava, was talking about the boss fight, so this is the comment I wanted to get to before getting back in there. Having elemental effects interact like this and even cancel each other to the point of preventing new effects from triggering is pretty rare. Yes, it is. Normally things have like separate build-up bars and things. In this case, the heat directly opposing the cold actually makes sense, but it's not normally something you see. Continuing. Usually they either stack without problem, or they just cancel for one hit. Yeah. I don't think these guys actually affect each other's build time, or at least I didn't see that during the previous fights. But they do seem to block the other effect from being applied. So, yeah, that's something to bear in mind. Continue on. This boss feels a bit too hard in my opinion. Yes, its clear weaknesses towards fire in that one spot, but with its defensive posture and surprising speed, actually making use of said weak spots seems quite tricky. And the damage compared to your health pool is, and healing potential makes it feel like an early Hollow Knight Silksong boss, which I have not played. I do not know what that is. I know what Silksong is, but I've not seen the boss, or played against the boss or anything like that. Personally, I struggle with these bosses quite a bit. That's mostly because of a bad control with minor compatibility issues or a slight but noticeable input delay. Yeah, that's why you saw me rolling when I first started, just trying to get it. There's no delay from my keyboard and such like that, so... The delay is actually more the wind-up on the incendiary weapon. The other two fire on the trigger. Once I stopped using the controller, everything felt noticeably easier. Well, let's just hope you beat the boss without too much trouble. Like I said, I don't know how many tries it's going to take, so I'm going to pause my recording timer even, and then see what it cuts down to after the fact. I also did say that potentially I might change difficulty down to medium because I'm not looking for a hard mode goes, ooh, I must play it all the way through on hard just to prove how tough I am. Look at me, I'm a gamer, TM. Yes, I don't know. I noted this as a concern way back in the first episode that some bosses were noted as being bullet spongy in effect on high difficulty. So if this proves me to the case, it's not the experience I'm looking for here, so I'll just drop it back down to medium difficulty. Though I think, unless this boss forces that, I will save that for an end of episode thing. Like, I'm thinking of doing this. If you object or have an opinion you want to weigh in on me to change difficulty, let me know before the next episode, and then I'll change at the start of an episode rather than in the middle of one. At least that's my thoughts on it. I was also looked up the boss in question, just saying, is there another weak spot I can see? But the chest is confirmed as the only weak spot. I didn't look further than that, because we know that the rock armor negates hits, normal flesh can take the hits without any real effect, really. But the weak spot is where we want to go for any kind of build-up or damage. And I see two ways through this one, potentially. Either I get really good with the timing on my incendiary and nail that chest weak point, while I just plink with the electric against exposed flesh for scratch damage, effectively. Or I freeze with the cryo, which, remember, it takes multiple strikes to even build that up, and it also disappears quickly if the freeze isn't fully active. So I can't just unload the cryo launcher on it. That will disappear quite quick. And then, while it's frozen, use the electric to preferably hit the weak spot, but maybe just like tickle it. But it's all going to be about where he's facing, if I can actually get an angle on the weak spot or not, because if I get too close, it likes to swing its fists at me, and it has a very large reach. So, yeah, there we go. Okay. One last note before I dive in, though. This reminds me a bit of bosses I faced during my playthrough of the Surge, which I never finished as well, but I was on hard difficulty mode for that, and I struggled quite a bit with some of the bosses. This reminds me a bit of that, but if I can get the timing down, it shouldn't be so bad, in theory. I did mention that I played Dark Souls previously as well, but that was actually on console, and therefore that was with a controller, while Surge was on PC, and therefore with mouse and keyboard. So I've tried both control schemes in different games. Anyway, let's get in here, let's see the boss, and let's see how we go. I will be focusing, so commentary will not really be a thing. I think I've touched on most of the stuff going on in this boss fight in the end of part 2 on my first 3 attempts at it. So, yeah, let's see if I can focus and drive through this. Yes, you care about the one that I took down. Bring it on. That was bad in time. Nope. Done. Oh, I can build up obstacles, right. And it hit me well. Ooh, 500 on the... When it's got its mouth open, okay. So there was another weak spot. Huh. I'll burn through most of my incendiary ammo. And a lot of my electric. Barely used cryo. Okay, so... We made it through. So, when it's roaring, that is actually a critical weak spot, apparently. Because you saw that hit there for like 500 damage that knocked through. Good to know about. I was getting the timing down a bit with the thermal, but the main thing I was doing there which helped me get through was I was switching back and forth between thermal and electric. Also worth noting, of course, that there was some build-up going on, cryo and thermal build-up at the same time, but the thing is, I didn't notice that before, I think, because the build-ups were actually disappearing quite quickly. So, yeah, maybe that's something from the difficulty level, that build-ups disappear quickly, and that's why I didn't realise. Whoops. Oh well. Managed to take it down, though. Also, purple. Ooh, it's worth knowledge. And phasic energy projector. Use the MPU to create energy barrier capable of absorbing damage? Incoming damage for a short duration. Break if subjected to too much. Yeah, that's... Nice. Okay, so is that... Oh, hello. A training space. F to activate the incoming barrier. Absorbs all damage for a period until it breaks. Prevent damage from 5 attacks to complete the tutorial. Okay. I don't know what these guys are either, so this is something I've not seen yet. Oh, no, it's these guys. So I've got temporary barrier. Hey, it's we saw something in the skills about using energy, right? Now at bottom right we see that this uses an energy bar. Okay, cool. Right. The alpha behavior, creature's very tutorial charge, anything that intermediate. So if it's roaring, electric shot to the mouth is extremely effective without any other attributes being required for the massive damage boost. Like, that was a 10 times damage boost when I shot it in the mouth. Sadly though, my aim is not that good, that was purely reflex. So, yeah. Whoops. That said though, there is actually another comment to get to as well. Normal, nice to hear from you again. Commented on part 1. Real interesting story. And then at 2847, my first bet be an incident in the cockpit of her ship, but a long time on this mental world to convey a message. So this, basically we're saying all of this is in our head. Maybe, might be possible. Looming figure on the horizon, wore the blue 1d4 as a head. Okay. So are you saying they read our pulp culture about dice, or they straight up lifted the pyramid head from Silent Hill, I think it was? I don't know. So then, nice to hear from you again, Normal. But yeah, let us proceed. That boss actually went down a lot more easily than I thought it would. Once I hit the mouth, though, that was the thing. Once I hit the mouth. But the energy barrier is going to be quite useful, I think. Anyway, let us proceed. We've got the cryo, we can get past the bloodworms, we can go do the thingamajigs. So, I also must admit, because I thought it would take a lot longer to deal with that boss, I did put off recording this one for about half a week or so, roughly. Oh, hi! Oh, wasted a shot there. Okay. I put off recording this for a week or so. Well, it's like half a week or so. Just because I wanted to make sure I had time to get through the boss fight at least in one recording session. I should have saved those. Got to remember that those can be intercepted. Oh, hi. Yeah, those can be incepted, but actually I do need to try that barrier and get used to the barrier, and also try and figure out why they're, well, how to recharge it, how effective recharging is. So that'll determine how much I can use it. Also, I mentioned I'm not really a dodge fighter in the previous episodes, though I also said I played Dark Souls. I played normally a light to medium armor build, but basically my armor was light enough to do a decent dodge roll, because I also use the two-handed swords usually. So, you know, like the Zweihander was one I went to, so a really heavy, long-reaching melee weapon, not this piddly little survival knife. So, yeah, that kind of influenced that. And then when I was playing the Surge, I did mix it up a bit, but usually I had like mid to long reach melee weapons as well. So this is definitely shorter than I was used to, but I get guns. So, yeah, that's comparing my overall experiences in the Souls-like games bit. Anyway, let's just continue. Why is this highlighted? Oh, did I not scan this?
Seems like this part of the structure is the command panel, but I'm not getting any energy readings from it. It must be deactivated.
Would explain why it's exposed, and why it's got regular shaping in it as well, I suppose. Part of the command panel. Is this a fast travel system? Maybe? I mean, I don't even know if the game has that, but it's been unlocking shortcuts, you must remember. Anyway. Get through here to pursue Robinson. Get some more cryo extracts, that's good. The thing of it is, though, we have no way of knowing what he's like or what situation he's in, except for the fact that he went into here and then he made it through to the other side somehow. So, yeah, okay, let's just proceed. Also, I see a potential side thing over there, so that's why I'm building a path on this side here. Don't like that, so expand it. I was fully expecting to get some enemies attacking, and that's something new. Actually, you know what? I want to go there because there is a pillar first. Let's ensure that my progress is saved. It would be a shame to get through that boss fight unexpectedly easily and then get stuck on it again because there was no save. Though that said, it did give me an autosave right before that boss. And I believe that is a doorway. Okay. Pretty sure that is. There's a waterfall over there. Waterfall's always nice. But I want to go back and check this, so. Okay, there's something there. I did notice, though, that it's straight through some infested water. And yep, there's just a bit of knowledge and a bit of supplies. Now, why they put a supply node behind the infested water is anybody's guess. That's a bit of an unfortunate place to put it, especially since it's far enough away you can't tell what's actually in it. Ah well, let's move on. We've got a doorway, but we don't know how to get into it. We got a drop down there, I think, maybe a return route. And a battery recharge. Crafted all consumables? Really? was it I... Ooh. Oh, wait, no, the C was the analysis thing, wasn't it? Right. I need to check my keybind. It's been a little bit. Use gadget. Gadget selector tab. Protective barrier. Ammo cache. Oh, I didn't even know that I'd unlocked ammo cache. Okay. I'm guessing that's because I got the fabricator on my back. A battery charge for 20 and a health. I can actually craft a healing inventory. Okay, that would have actually been useful to know before that boss fight. Because my healing injectors ran out real quick. Ah, well. My target's over there, so I'm going to head this way. Also noticed it's raining, but the rain doesn't seem to be affecting me at all. So it's not an acid rain, or if it's infected rain, it's not immediately doing anything. So it does look quite nice up here. Fiber. Big old waterfalls. Okay, can't go this way. And more traces of the biomass around the area. Actually, is this the route I'm meant to be on because it seems to be climbing higher? It might be. I still don't know what this biomass is though. Wait, did you? Oh, hi. I've shot you guys previously. I'll leave you alone this time. Yeah, that looks... Whoa! Hello. You actually made me jump, buddy. Huh. Where are you? But it also appears I might have hit a dead end unless that is actually... No, I thought that was a cave because of the dark coloration, but no, that's just... No. Oh, but there is knowledge here. Yeah, I'll take it. I must admit, though, part of me is kind of disappointed that... I've probably seen one of these before. But nice to see some vegetation that's actually alive compared to all this infested mess that's going on. But yeah, it's getting the achievement for being able to craft all. Hi. Being able to craft them all. No, I know the achievement said craft it all, but I've not. So I'm guessing that was actually an achievement that popped when it shouldn't have done. So also there's more knowledge up there. Wait, is this a maze section? I hope it's not a maze section. Oh well, if it is, that'll suit me, won't it? Serve me right. Wet enemies freeze faster. You know, I'd guess that, but I've not actually tested it. And... oh, there's two of them. Right. Hi. Ah, it's when frozen is active that they become immune to building fire. Oops. Oh great, they've got a heal as well. Kill an enemy while it was in a frozen state. Okay. Also, right, so I've noticed that my shield actually uses a charge system. It's got 3 charges in it. And yes, that was kind of like me spamming attacks, trying to stay away from them. The fact that they started using a heal burst as well, like the stand up and, you know, recover a little bit. Unexpected, but sure. But I was able to muscle through that one, okay. Anyway, I need to, let's see how good this is. Okay, so my main one, which I got 2 charges of, by the way, bottom left, is a big instant burst, and then the fiber-based one is actually a very weak, at this point, tick over time. Okay, right. Let us check protective barrier. Cost 1. How much energy does a battery recovery get back? Okay, a battery is 1 charge. That's not too bad. It does burn through fibre pretty quick though. I need a way to store more fibre, I think. Oh, that was weak, 5%. Boo, that was barely worth it. Oh well. It will count towards an upgrade. That's fine. And wait, I need to go up there? I think? I don't even know. And yeah, I think it does tailor drops based on what you've got in your inventory. To a certain extent, I mean, I'm still getting a bit of acid ammo, but I don't have an acid tool. So that's slowly building up. Also, there seems to be multiple paths around here, which I'm not sure I like. I was stopping for a moment there. What were those? Oh yeah, because we've not seen those exploder bugs since that first one, so this is actually a return for them as well. I am getting a little bit turned around though. I wish I had a map of some kind. And aiming at that would have made this a lot easier. Need to keep that in mind. Oh, hi. Okay. Oh, boo. I claim foul, good sir. I kind of forgot from over there that they have that. They have the shockwave from the alpha. Seems to be about as powerful as the alpha, or pretty close to it. Okay, right, I've got some ground to make back up. Okay, good. I didn't actually check that previously, but those knowledge cubes, they also do record when you get them, so I still find it kind of odd that some stuff gets saved and some stuff doesn't. It's a bit mismatched, and that's why I'm guessing about what does and doesn't. Actually, yeah, the one up. We can see the cubes there, but it's not glowing. I'll have to go up and have a look at that. First though, there should be 2 enemies here. Oh, that's interesting. He doesn't turn when he's using that. And I can indeed quick draw on my electric. Never mind, they can turn. It was just this really awkward positioning for them. No benefit hitting the low weak spot with electric. Okay. I am getting to grip with my tools a bit, and that was definitely a lot smoother than the first time. Mind you, that's not exactly a high bar to set. The first time I faced those two, it was a bit of a mess, not gonna lie. Anyway, I'm just heading up here because I want to have a quick look at the... I'll get the galvanic and also have a look, see. Oh, yeah. It's not collectible, it is there, it's just it's now powered down. Useful to check these things. Oh, there goes my shield. That actually lasts quite a while. Hi.
A console of some sort. 2 parts are missing.
Also, some kind of little password game, I'm guessing. Actually, that being there implies, I'm guessing that it's going to reform the bridge if I sort that out. I was wondering if I could take that and put it on that other door that's back there, but apparently not. Anyway, I didn't wander down here last time. Let's have a quick look. See. Oh, it is a dead end. Is there anything through here? No. Right. There are some ammo supplies down here, though, which is quite welcome. Actually, since we've got fibre there, I should resource manage, and yeah, gotta get used to that. That was good. I meant to press tab, I pressed F by accident, but my battery was already full. As a result, it didn't actually spend the fibre to use the battery charge. So it does actually avoid you from accidentally, spending fibre when you don't need to. That's a nice little quality of life feature that some games just don't use. Let's be honest. There we go, a bit more of the toxic ammo that I can't use, that's fine. Is everything loaded? Cryo launcher wasn't. Okay. That did the job. I wonder if I can get a knife upgrade. Being able to kill them in 2 hits versus 3 would, I think, be quite a reasonable upgrade to look for. Or just a better knife in general. Something with more reach I'd also like. That's the ticket. Run through a fair chunk of electric, but the fact it's raining is actually really incentivizing me to use that. And if it's working, then hey, why ruin a bad thing? Why we're in a bad thing? Why we're in a good thing? Also, hi, little drones. I shot at you guys before. Again, I'll leave you be. Hi.
One of the drones.
Oh.
Observer. Observer? What are they observing?
Well, gotta remember that they were talking about an experiment ongoing. If there's an experiment going on, then of course you'd want to be monitoring the experiment to get viable results back, or to look for anomalies and things like that. So yeah, observer drones makes sense. Flying machine made for automated surveillance. The drone's matrix is full of audio and visual recording components. They are wirelessly connected to a source in order to constantly feed it data. No, I can't pick that up. Okay. And that looks like a piece for that puzzle. Strange artifact made the same unidentifiable materials as most of the architecture here. Looks like it might be a trigger for some kind of related technology.
Interesting. This device could be a part of a larger whole.
It's a key. It's an overcomplicated door key. Do I get to keep them though? That's the question. Also, we've got a shortcut back here to get back to the pillar. Okay, leave that be for the moment. Not quite done exploring around here. Right, I'm done exploring there. Okay. And we've got this passage also wandering off this way. Worth noting that cliff isn't a shortcut, it's a one-way shortcut. So... Oh hey, knowledge point. Nice. Right. Can I get something to help me out? Let's see. Rapid reload, don't really need. The reload is not exactly sluggish. Pulse scan, a quick air scan, highlight creatures' weak points. Okay. Weak points. Capacity of using gadgets, +1... Sorry, increased battery. Potentially useful. But then we got the tier 2 stuff with like increased backpack and stuff like that. Health. Healing charges are more useful. The thing is, a healing charge is not the fiber-based one. That is the limited one on Q, I think. Plants and monsters, 25% extra resources, extra ammo, and extra fiber replenishment would be nice. Consumables cost less to produce. That also potentially would be quite nice. Yeah, that's a healing injection, that one. Well, that's a healing charge, so yeah, they are distinct. Okay. State of exturation reduced. I've not been affected by anything like that yet, but worth noting. Also, it says learn any 3 abilities in tier 1 to unlock the next tier. So, yes, I do need to learn. I can skip one tier 1, but then I need all of that tier to get the next one, and all of this tier to get the top one. 15% less damage from enemy attacks. Sounds quite useful. Or do more damage. That's one of the theories of tanking. If you put out so much damage the enemy doesn't get a chance to attack you, then that is one way you can tank the enemy's damage output. Glass cannons for the win. I think I want this one. Ammo cap and fiber increase, so I do want to continue down the engineering points. Now there is of course a reset if I want to respec at any point. Let's go for, I think, Xenotronics. Let's be boring. Don't add an active ability to the mix. Let's get the capacity for battery. And then they'll let me get into tier 2. What's in the log? The Alpha, Monolith. Nope, nothing new there. And the tutorial about wet enemies. Okay. Right. Now then. I only got one thing, and I know that that particular console had 2 spaces, so that means I need to actually get the other one, which means I do need to dip through here. Ammo-wise, I am in relatively good condition. In fact, there's a little ammo cubby back there where I can reload. Actually, no. That's an electric plant. Why does it have cryo extract in it? Okay, so the plant type doesn't guarantee. There's another one. That electric plant gave noxious. I want electric, darn it. There we go, galvanic. Right. So yeah, I think that's a point against this game's. Yeah, that's slightly immersion breaking. These electric plants should only give galvanic resource, but apparently they can be random. Anyway, let's go ahead and dip in here. What have we got going on through this way? Hello, Fight Arena, how are you? Lots of wet, okay. And a bunch of ammo and detonation points as well. I wonder if there's going to be a fight in here. There probably will be. I can see a resource pod over that way. Good, I can dive headfirst into the water. Important to know. There we go. Yeah, sorry guys, I was expecting you there. You didn't make me jump at all. Now, this area, with all of these massive electric AoEs around it, I'm sure nothing's going to happen here. There are observers, though. Ah! Ah! Oh, he's got long reach with the tentacles in play. Oh yeah, that didn't come. Come on. No! Okay. I just hope that wasn't Anderson, because remember, we've not found Anderson yet, and he was infested in some way. Also, this guy is definitely humanoid in appearance, like massively bloated humanoid. You're not Anderson.
Entry. The bulbous growths on the creature's back act as storage for enormous quantities of digestive enzymes. Rupturing them will deal massive damage and incapacitate the creature.
Yep, noticed that. I wasn't doing much damage, and then suddenly I ruptured it, and most of its health disappeared. Also, that was not Anderson. It's well, it's not the only humanoid we've come across. Those apes were humanoid as well. Omnivorous Colossus. The insatiable hunger of this beast is matched only by its size. Devouring everything in its path is almost unstoppable. Weakness is the open mouth. Okay, I didn't realise that was a critical as well, but it did 88 damage when I hit it there, so yeah. Weakness is open mouth and the fat issue growth on its back. The growth on its back, it was massive weak spot though, but we've seen those around the place. I wonder if, when we see these around, are these actually potentially growing into that as a mobile stage, and these are like an early stage of it? Because they're always embedded in like a bulbous growth whenever we see them. It's not an impossible hypothesis, is it? Also, hi.
Genetic mutation is affecting the creature's aggression levels. Hostility of stage 3 mutations increased by several magnitudes. I am continuing observation and code fragment collection from the genetic material.
Stage 3 mutations. Okay, so mutations were divided into stages with, I'm guessing, different triggers to progress it to the next stage. But stage 3 seems to be when they get bigger. I'm guessing the alpha was also a stage 3 from that context. And they get markedly more aggressive, so more territorial, more hostile, just, in general. Anyway, let's grab this.
An alien artifact. Could be useful.
Could be. Now I have 2. I find it interesting we've not seen a precursor to this guy, because I don't think those the Hydralisk style things, the ones we've been seeing a while that spit poison at us, count, because they are a snake-based mobility, and this guy is a double ambulation type, like a human. I did wonder if that was answered because of the pink appearance and stuff, but the rock apes and things have also had that as well, so, it's not exactly a direct comparison, is it? Regardless, I have got the things I wanted. Let us get back there. I've also like to note that with the rain going on, I've not been using my incendiary attacks at all. I should probably do that just to see if they are affected by being in the rain. They probably are. Let's go back this way, so that we can get a save. Because a save would be quite nice at this point, I think. There we go. Right. I've got 2. This has an access point for 1. No. Okay, so the artifacts may be the right size and shape, but somehow I know that it doesn't go in there. Okay. That means I just need to get past these 2 and see how we do. No, only one of them out. Okay. Okay, that was not as smooth as the previous time I fought them. Yeah. Being able to lock them down with the wet bonus from the rain is actually making those guys much easier to deal with, but I still have to be careful. Notice that I did waste a lot of shots shooting over their shoulders, or shooting the rock that time. So, yeah. Get that aim under control, you fool. We are missing a little bit of health. Let's actually go ahead and top that off right now with a healing. That should about do it. That's something else, actually. You can tell that I've only just got the shield because I didn't actually use the shields during the fight with the plus beast. Oh, hi. Yeah. I've still got to get used to the fact I've got a shield, I think. And also not fall into the trap of what was mentioned in the previous episode of, like, you've got everything because you're not using anything. It's like, yeah, I can recharge this quite readily. I should be using it as and when I'm worried I might take a bunch of damage. Anyway, let's get to this. So we've got you... 2 alien artifacts.
Nothing's happening. I should scan the inside of the console and try to figure it out. There appears to be 3 power sources.
Oh, I see. So, right. I'm guessing these symbols are what I need to match them to.
Each power source is connected to the top of the console.
Okay. Yeah, okay, right. N is going to go to this one. Okay. Yep, that's how we do it. Okay. Give me a second. It is a puzzle, but it does actually tell you the answers, which is nice. Usually when games do this, they don't actually tell you the answer, or they've got the answer somewhere else. In this case, it's right here. They even let me highlight to figure out which one's which.
These symbols on the power sources seem familiar.
They are. I don't need the hint, thank you. Now the question is this the right one? Also worth noting I have to get it aligned as well. Oh, is it that one? Okay. Yeah. The problem is I'm rotating them on 2 axes, but I've got... yeah, as you can see, I'm having a bit of trouble. Right. Also, why does it let me put them down in the wrong angle? Come on. Yes. There we go. The main problem with this puzzle was actually fumbling with the controls. Right.
Whoa. Technology indistinguishable from magic.
The old saying about that one is any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. So yeah. The thing is though, whatever that was, something in the waterfall was levitating a bunch of rocks. So there's something special about the rocks and or whatever's in the waterfall. But in various games we've seen like magnetic rocks or different ores that have special properties and things. So who knows, but it just looks like a bunch of rocks to us. We don't know. But why they would have a bridge there locked that way is also a good question. Unless it's a security feature. I don't like that the music suddenly got more dramatic. Oh, and also lightning apparently going on up there. Maybe this is a security feature to stop some of the experiments getting up this way, but then we got those rock apes that could climb walls and things, and they wouldn't be stopped by that at all, so who knows. More importantly though, there was a sign that Anderson was here, there's a flare, so let's proceed and see what's up.
Storm. Same as before. I must push on.
Actually, yeah, it is looking a lot like before, isn't it? It's getting denser. If we don't see a massive figure in the distance, we should be fine.
He destroyed us.
Oh boy.
We never suspected what was to come. The custodian.
The custodian?
The guy who's running the experiments apparently destroyed the race that was here before. Okay, so specifically it was the custodian, the one running these experiments. They say that he destroyed them. I'm guessing he changed them, given the nature of the experiment so far. Also, hello. New area, okay. I'm out of the rain though. I never did accurately check if being in the rain affected the fire type. I'm going to lean, based on prior experience with this game, as yes. Cryo reservoir. Fire additional shots. Okay, so I can actually get ammo upgrades for my weapons. Well, it says ammo. It says an upgrade on the achievement that just pops. So I'm guessing there's further updates that I can get, and that's not taking another inventory slot either. The game has given me an inventory grid, but the thing is, I don't know what that takes up. Did those artifacts take up slots? They might have done. Well, if inventory management is a thing, then hard mode is probably where it's going to be the most of a factor. Oh, yep, 300 on the mouth. There we go. Okay. That wasn't too bad. I did try to use the fire for a bit of variety there, but I think against these base ones, cryo then into electric is just flat out more reliable. Though it does use a fair chunk of electric ammunition to do that. So yeah. Also, I see you guys over there. There we go. If in doubt, unload. My ammo reserves are actually holding up fairly well. Though that's also because of the fact I'm basically reloading them from plants and things around the place. Also, I should have spotted that as well. A fire type. Something... Okay.
The monsters, they are letting me pass.
Uh-oh.
It's my body. The growth. I have to cleanse it.
Okay, so yeah, he was being altered to the point where the creatures recognized him as one of their own and were not actually attacking him, which I'm guessing they were originally hostile. I mean, they're hostile to me, but I'm unmodified. But then, as Anderson was being changed, I see you guys up there. As Anderson was being changed, they started to see him as one of their own, which implies he was indeed being, I guess, taken over, infested, corrupted, different ways that could be interpreted that. Either way, not exactly a pleasant experience to be going through. Makes me wonder if I'm going to face a similar situation, because we don't know what caused his infection in the first place. Except that we know that he was here a good bit before we were. Yes, I see you there. Hello. Also, I'm not sure why when it burst out of that, but there was a green splash when it did. Has that always been a thing? Was I just not paying attention? Entirely possible, I suppose. Also, we're going back out in the storm, apparently. Also, I find it interesting that 3 hits from these little guys was enough to actually knock my shield out. Also, I've just noticed, I was expecting 1 upgrade, like a 33% increase in charges. It's actually giving me 2 charges extra, taking that talent point. Because I've got up to 5 right now. Very good, very good, very good. And honestly, there's no reason not to keep the shield topped off, just because I've got more power, I should be using it. Actually, has the increase in battery capacity increased the efficiency of my recharge? Also worth testing. But I'll have to do that later. Captain the Storm, keep my electric equipped, because that's going to be very good in this environment. Who knows what's lurking out there in the mist? Oh, there's a pillar over there. Okay. Hello. Maybe this is all in my head. The Custodian. Okay, that is the Custodian. And I see the D4 that Norman mentioned. Saw the entity in the storm again. The apparition refers to himself as Custodian. It's responsible for destroying the apparition's people. Custodian scares me. He's very present and unnerving, but I must push on. I must find Richard. Why have I been calling him Anderson this episode? Robinson. Hey, Mr. Anderson. Yes, let's go. This is not the Matrix. Though if it's all in my mind, it might be the Matrix. Who knows? I'll wake up and find I'm plugged into a battery socket inside the metahedron. I doubt it's going to take that turn, but you know. There is a chance. There is a chance. Also, he appeared where that broken pillar is, roughly. Did they act as a conduit for his presence or something? Am I his latest experiment? Questions. And no good answer. Pillars everywhere. Activate 5 pillars. There's also a thing here as well. We're also about out of time. We're just over the hour mark, I think, roughly, with the boss size included, so we're going to be stopping at this pillar.
Burn. Burn! Burn the growth! Burn! Burn at you! Ah! Burn it!
He is
What is wrong with Richard?
definitely despairing. There's a way back into the caves here, and there's a path out there still. But I'm going to save here. Actually, the whole monsters not attacking, letting him pass, that would be how he got through that worm-infested pool. It wasn't that he became resistant to it or immune to it, it's just that they recognized him as kin and let him through. He also sounds like he's despairing and losing his mind. He's becoming obsessed with removing the growth, whatever the growth might be, and yeah, I don't think it's going to be a good way when we catch up with him. That said, though, we're ending that here, as I said. This has been I'm3. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Helps me, helps the channel, give me those virtual headbutts I oh so crave. I'll catch you all some other time. Scars Above is continuing to be an interesting play. And honestly, the boss wasn't too bad. I don't think I need to drop the difficulty level, so I'm not going to say I'm thinking about that right now.